Good day everybody, my name is Conrad and welcome back to more Subnautica news. Now in this episode there's a lot to go down, so stick around till the end if you want to keep up to date. Also remember to press subscribe and the notification bell to keep up to date with everything that's happening with Subnautica Below Zero. So first off today, they have released a screenshot of the Twisty Bridges biome, or at least what looks to be that biome. And it looks like a very shallow area of the Twisty Bridges. Obviously we're not sure how deep it will go or how shallow it will go, but this is a really shallow looking area. In fact, you can see the top of the ocean just at the top of the screenshot. Also at the top of the screenshot you can see floating bits of ice, and also in the top left what seems to be some sort of penguin, whether that's the placeholder penguin that they currently have, which is like a earth penguin, or the in-game proper penguin. I can't really tell from this far out, so maybe a bit of zooming is required there. But obviously, as you can see, there's more flora here that we've never seen before, like these purple stick things with the pink bulbs on the end. And obviously in the background you can see the kind of trademark Twisty Bridges with the kind of tentacle look to the bottom. But obviously it's not a tentacle because it's a rock. So next we have some gameplay of this new thing which is called the Deployable Drill. Now, obviously this is the only gameplay we have of it so far, so it's not 100% confirmed what this is going to be used for. But from the gameplay, it looks like it's something that you can build and carry around with you. And then when you find a resource which is frozen into the ground, you can actually put the deployable drill onto it. And after a little bit of time, it will drill down into the rock and extract the mineral. And as you can see here, he got gold from it. So that's a really cool thing. Obviously for the moment that is definitely just a placeholder. As you can see, it's just the textures for the life pod wrapped around some sort of basic shape, but it's a cool idea. And I also found a Trello card which does actually explain this a little bit more to make it a little bit more clearer as to what this is actually going to do. So this Trello says that you need to rework repair tool recipe to require regular sulfur. Drill is likely slow acting, which obviously they're suggesting will take minutes, which would ask the player to be mindful of the conditions that are around them and maybe come back later to harvest the resources that it has drilled. The drill should also be breakable, perhaps by bad weather, example lightning, which can disable them, which is obviously a big problem, so you can't leave it alone for too long. Act 2 possibility for drill, you can tease the player with early access to the drill, so give one functional drill at the exchanger. So the exchanger is looking like it's some sort of base point that is fixed onto the map. It's not something we can build. Perhaps it's the exchanger where you can exchange resources from the planet to the Vesper, which is the space station or whatever it is in the sky. We do actually have a look at the Vesper now. This is what it looks like. This is just a placeholder most likely for the moment. It's very bad screenshot, but it's literally all we have. So that's a thing to keep an eye out for. So allow player to use it to harvest resources until it's broken, but obviously the player won't be able to fix it because they won't know how to, and the player won't have materials to build the drill, but they'll know the value of it and is enticed to keep an eye out for the necessary materials, which is cool. So this next bit is the phase gate, which is something that I've been asking for a long time. I think a lot of people have. I think it's something that they might have originally planned to be in the base game of Subnautica, but they never really got round to it, or maybe they just didn't see a reason for it. But I do think that a while ago they were planning on implementing some sort of phase gate into Subnautica, maybe a teleporter room, something where we could extract the precursor technology and use it for ourselves. Well, as you can see in the gameplay, it is a buildable module, so it doesn't actually require a room of its own. You can place it anywhere. I saw someone in the comments actually saying that it would be cool to have this at the end of a glass corridor, which I entirely agree with if it can fit there. It looks pretty tall though, so maybe it will require a multi-purpose room. I think for the moment it's using the placeholder for Natural Selection 2, although I'm unsure on that, so maybe they'll change it, maybe they won't. It's all Alterra, so it would make sense for them to have the same model. But the phase gate is for prototype testing only. It might not be used. That is something that they have emphasized in the description, so keep an eye out for that. It might not actually be in the game. This is just a prototype. So base lobby, this is another Trello card that might have slipped onto some people's radar. This is called the base lobby, which is a new construction option that encapsulates the corridor and hatch and solar panel and the fabricator base requirements in a single new base piece. So essentially I think what this is saying is there's going to be a room that has absolutely everything to start off with. So it has the hatch so you can get into it, has solar panels so that you can get power on it, and it also has a fabricator inside it so you can get going with the crafting and stuff like that. So next up we have some vehicle concept art from Hugh Jeremy on Twitter, some epic programmer art by CodeLumpN, part of a discussion about a Subnautica Below Zero vehicle codenamed Sea Truck. Now we've seen a lot about this Sea Truck on Trello recently. It seems to be some sort of vehicle where you can tow along different modules behind you in a sort of chain, And this art is seemingly suggesting that you can actually break the front of the sea truck off and drive it itself, maybe a Seamoth kind of vehicle. So it also appears that they've decided on the name for the hover bike, which we've seen a little bit of, and it seems like the name that they are going with is the Snow Fox. I really like that name. We also got a poll in the Subnautica Discord from Jonas asking whether we would like to see the Reaper Leviathan in Subnautica Below Zero. Now obviously, the no make a new creature instead won massively. Of course that was going to happen because people just want to see new creatures. That was a silly question really. But it has been explained that the Reaper would likely survive in the Arctic biome because there are areas that are naturally warm. Not every bit of the water is going to be freezing, obviously, because it can't be. Otherwise, all of the water would be frozen all of the time. So, moving on to some new concept art from Alex, we have this. Oh no, that's not it, hang on. This, which is the Snow Stalker concept for Subnautica. He's described it as evolving from a common ancestor to the Stalker of the tropical seas. An insulating furry integument protects it from the extreme temperatures of its frozen planet. Now, if you don't know what integument is, it's a tough outer protective layer, especially that of an animal or plant. So, here we have some designs for the new Snow Stalker land creature. It's described as a terrestrial relative of the tropical stalker. The Snow Stalker is able to move both on pack ice and through water as it hunts prey. It can use its tail as a prop to stand tall and view its surroundings. So we have this design, which is Snow Stalker A. This is a really cool looking design. You can definitely see the relationship to the tropical stalker. I really love the kind of feature on the front. I don't know what that is, some sort of horn. Definitely makes sense for hunting and battling other creatures. Snow Stalker B is definitely much closer to what we know as the tropical stalker. It definitely just looks like a stalker that's grown legs, and it still has that kind of spinal column. Again, same description as the previous one. Looks great. Now we have Snow Stalker C. This is an interesting one. It kind of has a cone on its head, a bit like a Triceratops it reminds me of for some reason. Again, very similar to the previous one, but this does have some variation from the tropical stalker's spinal region. It also doesn't have a glowing ball on the end of its tail. And there's also this, which is the Snow Stalker F, which is a more plain design, and again looks a lot like the stalker that we see on the base game of Subnautica. So in case you were wondering what it looks like when they're standing on their tail, this is it, because originally I was thinking that they were just going to be completely standing up on their tail with no use of the legs at all. I thought that might look a bit weird, but it turns out they stand up like a kangaroo. So yeah, let me know which of these designs are your favourite and which one you would like to see in the game. I don't think the Snow Stalker has been confirmed or unconfirmed, so at the moment it's not scrapped as far as we know, but let me know which of these is your favourite design. Personally, my favourite design has to be Snow Stalker A, just because of the blue kind of beard and that awesome looking horn on his head. It just looks great. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here, guys. That's pretty much all that we've got for the moment. I tried to update you on everything that other people might have missed, but I think that is all. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a like. If you're feeling really, really generous, subscribe to me, Crunchy Debut. Until next one, I'll see you guys in the next one. Ta-ra, my friends.